Okay, here, this is the second build of the league, and it's a mana stacker. Um, it's also a miner, so it's a mana miner. I've been wanting to do a mana miner for a long while, but never actually got to it. I think in general, mana miners have kind of fallen out of favor in the meta. The current meta kind of needs pretty tanky characters that don't just have good recovery, but also like do consistent DPS. And I think mana miner is great for like DPS spikes, but not for damage consistency during maps. So that being said, I've tried it already, and I had quite a bit of fun with this. This is an attack based mana miner. It is not spell based. So instead of stuff like Eye of Winner, instead of like ramping up spell damage with Arcane Cloak, this is actually more of a attack based build. So I'm using Power Siphon right now. I'm using the Power Siphon of the Archmage, which is a build Transfigure General was introduced last league. But most people have tried to hand it and they think it sucks. So I've personally tried it a bit. I think it's alright. Okay. To be frank, I think it sucks, but I think it sucked mainly because I think the archetype isn't very good, and then also because it just takes too much to like optimize to get it to a consistent level. Yeah. I think what's nice about it is you can do like screen white clears and stuff. Like its coverage is pretty huge. I did try a kinetic blast of clustering, and it was pretty bad. Like single target wise, this is actually better. The Archmage one is better, and also the clear wise, this is better as well. So it feels bad to say this, but kinetic blast of clustering is like it's kind of dead on arrival kind of skill. I think GGG fumbled on that skill a little. Okay, something's hitting really hard.
Must be rewarded.
After this, I'll briefly talk about the mechanics of the build, what makes it tick, and why the clear looks so good. So I've tried to play according to the strengths. I think you can do essences with it. I think you can do like fast mapping with it. So I'm just generally running on like a pretty generic Elk and Gold tree. Okay, let's briefly cover the items required and generally what the main mechanics of this build. So this is a wonder. You're using wand skills. In this case, because of a lot of the offshoots from Archmage crafting, so a lot of people are crafting Archmage items or items for Hex Blast Miner, and they're just generally running into items which they don't want. It's kind of bricked items for them. It's still usable for you. Actually, these are pretty much best in slot for you, but they don't know it as such because no one's playing this build. So most of these bases I bought for the ones were like 3 divines to 4 divines each, super cheap. And all you need to do is like spam essences till you get the hybrid mana spell damage rolls, T4 is enough. They don't really, the range of the rolls are pretty low. Even if you get T4, T2, T3, it doesn't, there's not much of a difference between them. So you just spam to get T4, which you can get in under 2 divs worth of essences. And then you just craft on the mind throwing speed on the suffix. And yeah, you're pretty much done. Both of your weapons will cost me probably like 5 divines on average, unless the people start valuing them. So yep, same, it's pretty much the exact same for this one as well. Yeah, probably the more expensive part about this is getting the enchantment on, which is increased critical strike per 4 quality. They both came 30% already. So with this, the crit chance on the ones are like 11.5%, which is really high for attack ones. And because you're a miner, you don't care about the attack speed, so you don't have to have attack speed on the suffix, and you can use Omen ones instead, which have a pretty high base critical strike chance. So I'm running 2 Omen ones. They give me a lot of mana because of the T1 mana and the hybrid mana. So quite a single amount of mana is coming from these ones. And yeah. So why do I want to stack mana? There are 2 reasons. One, the base damage of Power Siphon and Archmage is derived from mana. So deals added lightning damage equal to 28% of maximum mana. It doesn't say max current mana, it's just your maximum, right? And because my maximum mana is at 9,000, it pretty much gives me 3,000 damage range on my lightning. So that's a very strong base damage. And then the next thing as well is I'm using my high mana pool to trigger Arcane Cloak. So I have Arcane Cloak with automation and enhance. So Arcane Cloak does give a pretty sizable amount of flat lightning as well, but what you really truly care about is mostly the ramp to mana spend, so that your Indigon gets the higher boost. So increase spell damage for each of your 200 mana you spent recently up to 2000%. You can get pretty high amounts consistently with this. And then if you ever run into problems, you always got Leviangas to cover your life, because you are my meta build. I think 57% for my build, 57% of damage is taken as mana instead of life. So even though the life looks pretty low here, it's actually much higher because of that, and also because of agnostic. Yeah. For the links in the Power Siphon Archmage. Oh, okay, sorry. I think let me talk about main mechanics first, then I'll go into links. Okay. Okay, Fury Valve is kind of required here, because it overrides the mechanic of Power Siphon. So Power Siphon is says its number of projectiles instead applied to number of targets fired at. This is pretty shit. It's worse than the original Power Siphon. And it's just unfortunate, but you know, what can we do about it? Yeah. So because this base mechanic on the skill is kind of meh, what you want is you actually want something like split. So Fury Valve is pretty nice override. It overrides the base mechanic of the Power Siphon that gives you split of like 4 so, on Power Siphon. So with the split of 4, you have pretty amazing clear. You can see I was clearing off screen, and then you pair it with like return projectiles. So return projectiles is here, and yeah, you have very insane coverage. And then on single target, as long as you're standing on the boss itself, you do pretty decent damage. So that's why Fury Valve is here. Adds the number of projectiles at your projectile speed, and yeah, overrides the Power Siphon's kind of poo-poo's mechanic. Yeah, Indigons for mana spend. So spell damage, you get pretty insane spell damage boost. Why do you want a spell damage ramp? Spell damage ramp is actually because you can use that to scale attack damage. Increases and reductions to spell damage also apply to attacks while wielding a wand. Because using wands, this is a wand attack skill. You're just getting damage because of that, yeah. Super nice. Indigon also gives you like max mana. Gives you mana recovery from flask, also recovers life, so it helps you take pressure off your agnostic. It's all in all, this is probably like the best build for mana, the best item for mana stackers. You always want to run an Indigon here. So yeah, Well, you want as high a roll as possible for spell damage, and increased cost is like, whatever. I don't know the exact breakpoints, and I can't be bothered to tell you, but just aim for high spell damage and high max mana, whatever cheapest one you can get. Chest armor is Cloak of Defiance for the main reason that you actually don't path the Mind Over Matter, so like Mind Over Matter is here, and like you're pretty much pathing right side of the tree, so definitely you have to get the cloak for Mind Over Matter. That's 40% of your damage taken as mana, so that's cool. Max mana as well, great. If you get good implicit, sure, but you don't really require it. It's up to you. Rings are just mana, max percent mana, resistances, mana regen, life. Pretty straightforward stats. I bought this for 12 divs. I didn't make it myself. You can probably craft it if you want, but it's not my cup of tea. So because this was 12 divs and I probably won't be able to find another one in the market, I just bought a Calandar Charge and just mirrored this ring. So this is like 670 right now, so you should be able to afford this. Okay, gloves pretty straightforward as well. If you want double fractures, easier to craft, but you just want accuracy, life, resistances, and mana. Just like your ring, pretty straightforward. It's mostly stats. You're making up for the fact that most of your items are uniques, so you need some like good base stats on your rares. Implicits for Eldritch, lightning exposure, and intimidate. So those are just damage multipliers. For your belt, Tides of Time is like super strong. I think Junglerin has covered it in a lot of his videos. And then because you're a Scion, you get Pathfinder Ascendancy, and then that gives you like 6 utility charges a second and 6 mana flask a second. Life flask doesn't matter. You don't have any life flask, so that means you always have your Lava Youngers up. So you never have a situation where your mana's low. And then also utility flask means that you can like keep permanently keep up Ruby, Sapphire, and Topaz. That gives you a bit of tankiness. Puts max res at like 82% or something, because you also have like effectiveness from this flask effect from here. Progenesis is just if you have money. You can also go for Aziri's Promised for Chaos res, and also gives you a bit of a damage boost. But for me, I could afford a Progenesis, so I bought Progenesis. Yeah, okay, boots. Dance was offered. You also want this as mandatory because agnostic, you're not gonna path here. Agnostic's all the way here. It's just way too far. And so with boots like this, you don't actually have to path all the way to agnostic. You can just get it here. You will generally want decent implicits for this for your arcane cloak. +1 to all Socket gems is probably the best, but I haven't actually seen one. I've tried crafting a few and haven't gotten that as well. Socketed duration gems is not too bad because you do have arcane cloak, which is a duration gem. But yeah, if you have +1 to all, it's pretty much +1 to all. Automation support, enhance, detonate mines, arcane. So yeah, +1 all is like super good. Yeah, let's talk about links. I haven't actually refined them. This is just stuff I've decided to do in like maybe 2 days worth of play. So Sniper's Mark, Tornado, Hydrosphere, and on Arcanist brand. Yep. That's your 4-link support, whatever you call it. Aura's Precision or Clarity, Flame Dash for mobility. Clarity, you don't need level it, just level 1. It's just more for your Watcher's Eye. Precision you kind of need because you need the accuracy and the critical strike chance. So, yep. The other one's Divine Blessing with haste and increased duration. You can always swap haste out for something else. I found haste to be pretty good quality of life, so I didn't actually swap it out. Yeah. And then gloves for me, it's Lightning Warp, faster casting, and reduced the less duration, so that gives me pretty good mobility. Yeah, and then I Flame Dash as well. Oh wait, I accidentally clicked Hideout. Never mind, it's fine. Yeah, so that's on mobility. Bear Trap just for bossing damage. You don't really have to press it. It's pretty slow and annoying to manage. And then boots is Arcane Cloak, Automation, Enhance, and Detonate Mines. You want to put it on your skill socket because if you want to preload a boss, you just do this. And then whenever the boss pops up, You press this button. Yep. And what it does is it instantly activates Arcane Cloak and then your mines, because your Detonate Mines is the last in the chain, last in the links. So Arcane Cloak definitely comes first, and then you know, then your Detonate Mines. Yeah, so you get the huge damage spike from Arcane Cloak, as well as the mana spent from Indigon on your preloaded mines. So that's just one tech I've kind of discovered for myself. I think that's pretty helpful. What else makes this build obnoxiously expensive? It's an Adorn build. Where's my Adorn? Yeah, it's here. It's an Adorn build, but on there is some silver lining here. You only need 140%. That's your breakpoint, so generally quite cheap, because most of the life stackers, which is what is generally popular, their breakpoint's 143, I think. So you can kind of like snipe a few cheaper than average. So yeah. You're gonna have a lot of these rare jewels, dramatic jewels, max mana, global crit multi, or elemental crit multi. Crit multi, I'm not sure if they have crit multi lining. It should be elemental crit multi actually, yeah. I actually need to start building a few of them. I've been buying mostly the generic ones, the global ones, because I was using kinetic blast for a while, and kinetic blast, there was no elemental tag on it, so and then I got a bunch of very nice implicits here, so it's helping prop up my build. Most of the pathing is pretty straightforward. You're just going to go straight from Scion, because Scion has lots of mana around it, and then you go path into Ranger. A lot of mana around Ranger as well, by the way, down here and here. Path down here, get the life nodes, get the socket here. This is a pretty sick Watcher's Eye, 13 Divines. Damage taken from mana before life, chance to recover mana when you use a skill, as well as like crit multi on precision. You get suppression here, although you're not suppression capped. Suppression is lucky, so my effective suppression rate is 92%, not 100 unfortunately, but still better than nothing. Given the investment like this, it's actually not too bad. You want cluster jewel, this one scintillating, idea, disorienting, and prismatic. Generally expensive, maybe about 2 divines each, or 1 divine each, depending on what the last rolls are. Mine was 5 in, so it's a bit more expensive. Pop up here, you're getting a jewel socket, and you're gonna put a massive jewel here. Massive jewels are super cheap, the cheapest out of all the Thread of Hopes this current patch, so very good quality of life here, because you're getting a lot of nodes with Thread of Hope. So you get the mine, two mine crit nodes, this one, and then you get Leaf Shade as well. You get max mana here. You get pen for attack skills, and then you also get like attacks have additional projectiles. So lots of good quality of life just from this Thread of Hope. Part down here, you get power charges because it's just 1 point. You have charged mines, so this is really helpful. You have mana here. Go for the lightning damage here. Part up here, go for the lightning damage as well. And then the increases and reductions to maximum mana also apply the shock effect at 30% of their value. So that gives you pretty high amounts of shock with this setup. Part here, you get a similar similar cluster jewel as the one down here, scintillating idea. Dorian is less in this case, and then the bag is prismatic. Part on here, get the 1 nodes. You just want accuracy, because accuracy is a problem that you have to solve. And then the increase and reduction in spell damage also apply to attacks. Alright, with this build is, I would say 80-90% of there. I don't think I can improve on this further. It's an expensive build. It's just more for entertainment rather than an actual effective build. I think probably this archetype needs a bit of love. Kinetic Blast of clustering was pretty shit, to be honest. It wasn't too bad at clear, but single target wise, if the mobs are not standing on the overlaps, you're kind of fucked here. The damage is just too low. What else? Alright, I do have two other builds I want to play. I can briefly talk about it because I've pretty much got all the core items as it is. And since I've got the currency for it, how much am I sitting on? Oh, I don't have the currency for it. I have a Nimbus I'm going to sell off actually, because I bought Nimbus to test out on this build and it actually sucks. because power siphon of Archmage, if it's not being targeted by mines towards enemy, it's ass. You're much better off just putting like returning projectiles here. Yeah. Oh wait, why am I talking about another build? I should just talk about the. Oh wait, no, I've already talked about it. I already talked about the skill gems. I didn't talk about links for my main skill though, I think. Yeah. Okay, links for main skill: power siphon, Archmage, swift assembly for casting more mines, returning projectiles because it's good damage, good coverage, good single target. Awaken elemental damage with attacks, pretty nice as well. Charge mines because more cast speed gives you ability to generate charges, and then you also have a crit strike chance and mine throwing speed. Yeah. Blast chain mine support. You can go for the other one, but I do feel that blast chain is better at high impact because a lot of the time you're gonna detonate by automation, so don't really get a chance to control you don't really get a chance to stack up a lot of mines on a single target. You can for single target, just turn this off and then preload, but I still feel like blast chain is better, so this is just a personal preference. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about the other build. Yeah, I've got two other build ideas I want to pull off. One is an aura stacker. Okay, one of the YouTubers I watch a lot of and I think is really good for new tech or interesting tech is other than Wolfleo, right? So I think Wolfleo's stuff is good as well. He mostly covers very obscure shit that no one else does. I would like to say Jung, but Jung's tech always gets popular to the point where you're always priced out. The moment you see his videos, you're kind of like late. You're already late to the information train or some shit. Like you'll never get the items at an affordable price. So unless you watch his stream all the time, but yeah. Jung also has really good interactions as well. I would say Jung Wolfleo. The last guy is actually Nito. Is it the real Nito? I can't remember. He covers a lot of interesting interactions as well. I did look at his pragmatism last league, and I thought it was a super cool idea. I want to test it out this league actually, but I've got different ideas around it. I don't want to do spell slinger. What I actually want to do is I want to do automation and brand recall, and then use brand recall and automation to trigger, what was it called again? Blade Vortex, and then use Blade Blast of what was it called again? Blade Blast of that big AoE explosion shit. Yeah, whatever. Is it shrapnel? Explode. I can't remember. For the life of me, I can't remember. I plan to use it on the staff, so the Blade Blast is on the staff, and then automation, and then folding for the Blade Vortex. So that's one build idea that I kind of saw of Nito, and I thought that was really cool. The other one was this actually. So he was talking about aura stacking, and I think these items are kind of underpriced because no one's been watching them. So I kind of bought them ahead of time too. So Victara's influence, I plan to put a fuck ton of auras here, as well as Enlighten 4. So Enlighten 4 will get boosted by the +1 to Soccer Gems, and then I'll just put like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 auras. All the auras will get like like +4 levels, and then have increased reservation efficiency as well as generosity, and get absolutely giga boosted by this Hands of Frisia. And then because probably with an aura stacker, it's likely to be. I was thinking Smite, but this very well could be done on the Chieftain. No, Chieftain's terrible because you can't get the armor scaling mods. Yeah, I don't think you can do this on Chieftain, but you probably can do it probably on Champion, I think. So Champion of Scion is like really good ascendancy still to run this on. So probably Champion or Scion. And probably be an attack based build, I think. So for Champion, it will be running Perseverance. You have Determination, Grace, and then you just want Pers. Should have a significant amount of evasion armor to be tanky, and then you can run the Purities as well, and then like have insane what do you call it? insane res and mitigation as well. So I think that's pretty cool. Definitely wanna. I'm looking forward to trying this out. I'm not sure if I want to do the Saboteur first or the Champ first, but probably after I sell the Nimis, I'll start like evaluating my options because then I have currency. I do have my leveling gear already, so it's just a matter of yeah, just a matter of just deciding to play a new character. Yeah. What else? What else? That's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video. This brief update. And see you guys. I'm out. Bye.